Hello, Facebook. Hello. It is Tuesday, July 6th, Monday, July 6th. Hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. Here in Ellenville, we did. The town did their fireworks as planned. It was really great. We sat out on the hospital yard there up by between Fresquito and ShopRite, and we saw amazing fireworks. And we saw the full moon just rise gently over the mountain. It was really awesome. That's my second line. I don't know who's calling the second line. So we're going to continue with the Facebook. Actually, no, let me answer it really quick. Let's see. Roma Time Bistro, this is Marcus. No, you have the wrong phone number. All right, wrong phone number. That's why they were calling on the second line. All right, so we watched the fireworks go off and watched the full moon rise over the Schwangunk Ridge. It was amazing to see the full moon go up, so that was awesome. We had an extremely busy weekend here. We sold over 100 lobster bakes again. Our lobster bakes are $25. They are a bargain, everybody's saying, so talk of the town. And we are doing it every single weekend until probably Memorial Day, maybe even after that. We'll see what happens. We're only going to do it for the first weekend of when the village started closing the streets, and it was such a success that we kept going with it. So I'm looking back and forth at my computer screen, so if anybody's commenting, I can see your comments there. So if you're just tuning in, drop a comment, #live, or #replay if you're watching this on the replay. Go. All right, so Kyla, do you serve lobster for takeout? Yes, so we do serve lobster for takeout. We did a lot of lobster bake takeouts this weekend, probably about 20 or so were takeouts, so we can totally do that. We did oysters. We're doing oysters on the half shell. So I'm out on the street, out on our sidewalk with an ice down table, shucking oysters. We're cooking clams. We're cooking the lobster bakes right out there. It's really cool. This is Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays from 4 to 9 p.m. The village closes off this block of the street, and from there, the restaurants put tables out, and hopefully there's a musician out there on some nights. Shadowland's coordinating that, and it's a good time. Plus, we have our back patio open with the little koi fish pond back there, the fire pit, the gardens, the tent. We have about 11 tables back there, socially distanced. So, we also added on lobster rolls this weekend. First time we've ever, I think, done a lobster roll here at the restaurant. In fact, I haven't served a lobster roll probably since the mid-90s, maybe 94, 95. I haven't served a lobster roll at a place I worked since I worked at a place back that long ago. So it's one of our first times doing a lobster roll here. Massive success, by the way, the lobster roll. We have it back tonight. So the lobster roll tonight is $14.99. So here's what a lobster roll is. A lobster roll is basically hot dog bun, quote unquote, a hot dog bun filled with lobster, and you eat it like a sandwich. Now there are some variations. There are some variations on this lobster roll. So here is how different lobster rolls are interpreted. Lobster rolls were invented, or the earliest documentation was back, I think, in the late 20s at a restaurant in Connecticut. Restaurant in Connecticut put this on their menu. It pretty much stayed within Connecticut for a couple decades. It really didn't travel. And then in the mid-60s, the restaurant, The Lobster Roll in Long Island, was the ones who put it on their menu and supposedly blew it up. I'm sure The Lobster Roll has some kind of roots in Maine as well, because of course Maine is so rich in lobsters. They have the Gulf of Maine there. So that's the situation with the origins of that. Now, the two different types, or more than two different types. First of all, folks, lobster meat is expensive. After New Year's Eve this year, that week leading up to New Year's Eve, lobster took almost a 20 to 30% increase. It was insane how much lobster went up. Frozen lobster meat, knuckle and tail meat, knuckle and claw meat, tails, even live lobsters took a spike. Now live lobsters have come down in price, but a lot of those other lobster products, the frozen lobster products, went up 25, 30%, and they stayed up there. They came down a little bit, but not much. So lobster meat's expensive. Like for us to buy wholesale, just meat, knuckle meat, and claw meat, broken knuckle and claw meat is almost $30 a pound, $26, $27, $28 a pound, $30 a pound. At one point, it got to $35 a pound right after New Year's. So a lobster roll consists of 4 ounces of lobster. That's what the definition, the universal definition is. 4 ounces of lobster on some type of a bun, hot dog bun, preferably that shape. Some restaurants do put it on a burger bun. So nothing wrong with that if you've seen that like that. But 4 ounces of meat. So just if you do the math pretty quickly, it's almost $8 a pound just for the lobster, $8 a portion just for the lobster meat. If you're at almost $28 a pound, $29, $30 a pound, $26 a pound. So lobster rolls can be expensive. A lot of restaurants have them on their menu for $20, and that's what it is because it's expensive. We're doing ours for $14.99. What we're doing with ours is we did a little variation. We actually added shrimp. So I put 2 parts lobster meat, so 2 pounds of lobster meat to 1 pound of shrimp, and that's how we're doing our lobster roll. Now, there's 2 types of ways that lobster can be served on the bun. One type is just with melted warm butter. You take the lobster, you can make it heated or cold. If you're doing butter, you're going to want it on the warm side. Warm lobster, warm butter on a roll, that's it. The other type, which is more traditional, is going to be lobster with a very light mayo base. So a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of lemon juice. We actually opted to put celery in ours, and that's what we're doing. A little very light veganaise, a little lemon juice, and a little celery in there, organic celery, and that's our version with 2 pounds of lobster meat to 1 pound of shrimp. Now be aware, because lobster is very expensive, that some seafood distributors, some restaurants will buy imitation crab meat or imitation. There's all kinds of products on the market that bring the price down significantly of a seafood type blend. So they're imitation crab meat products. There's imitation lobster products. There's products out there that are mixed maybe with real lobster meat, not to bring the price way down. So be wary on that. So when you go in to order lobster roll at a place, just ask to make sure that you're only getting lobster or lobster and shrimp, whatever the menu says, because that is a little misleading. It's like those crab sticks that you buy that aren't real crab in sushi restaurants. It's some type of crab and pollock and other things that are mixed together, a little bit of food coloring, some flavorings, and basically like a preformed product. So those do exist out there in the seafood salad world. So lobster restaurants can be doing that to keep the cost down. So just ask. So let's see, any other questions? I don't see any other questions here. So our lobster roll is back tonight. We will have it on for a limited time. We're planning on running it on the weekends. We made it right out in the streets there, was where we made it. And with the clams, the oysters, and the lobsters. So all that was out there. Let's see, Jamie is going to be on at about 4-ish doing her happy hour live. I could not get to my my Facebook live this morning. A lot of things going on here in town and at the restaurant. Let's see. We are open tonight. We're open tonight. We're open tomorrow night. We're closed Wednesday. We're going to try something a little different tonight, where you order your food, pick up your food, and take it out to our outdoor spots instead of full service. You would actually order it. When we were in Hudson last week, this is what all the restaurants were doing. You had you ordered, you picked up your food, and then you went and sat on their property. All the restaurants are doing that. We're going to try that because Mondays and Tuesdays are slower nights, and when you look at the finances, the financials on these 2 nights, these 2 nights suffer if you have a full service staff on. So we're going to try it and see what happens. We're at this point, we're willing to adjust and make changes in the business because obviously a lot of things changed. A lot of things really changed since COVID happened, right? So we're willing to make changes and try things and make sure that the equation works for finances. It's a very fragile restaurant economy right now, extremely fragile restaurant economy. Restaurants are going out of business. Restaurants aren't making it. And let's face it, with the limited amount of outdoor seating we have, it's not like indoor. No matter the 50%, no matter if being open 50% occupancy is not enough to make it. It's just not enough to make it at all. So that's the situation with that. Kayla's asking, how much for the lobster for takeout? It's $25. You get lobster, clams, potatoes, and corn. $25. It's a bargain. Everybody we tell us is like, oh my gosh, no wonder why you're selling over 100 of these a weekend. So Marcus, do you do the butter too? So for Ralph, for the lobster roll, we don't do the butter version. The lobster salad is pre-made, so we don't do that version. We do do butter when you order a lobster. When you get the lobster bake, you get drawn butter with it. So it's butter, corn, potatoes, lobster, and the half dozen little neck clams. So that's the situation. So you do get butter with that. All right, awesome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I have to place a couple more orders now, and I will talk to everybody later. Leave a comment. On the weekends, even though we're selling all these lobster bakes, we still do our full menu, so you can still get our full menus available. Our groceries are still available. As you can see right behind me here, on the rack there is all the wine and spirits that we are selling. Over there are the groceries. We have a lot in... we have a lot of produce and everything that's still in the coolers. We don't really keep it out unless people ask for it. Esteban's saying, what type of bread? Perfect question, Esteban. So the traditional lobster roll went into a hot dog bun, hot dog style bun. We are using a pretzel, a natural product that's a pretzel roll. So it's a pretzel hot dog roll. The same manufacturer that makes our burger buns, our pretzel burger buns, so we're using a pretzel roll. We've decided to upgrade it a little bit and go that route. So that is really cool. It's a really, really awesome roll. We sold, wow, we just put it on the menu yesterday, and we sold over 20 of them yesterday. So that was us making them out there on the street. So they're on the menu tonight again as well. And because a great question, Esteban. And again, like I said, right now when you go to restaurants to get these lobster rolls, it's just their interpretation of what kind of bun they want to put it on. It really is it's their interpretation. People even put it on a burger bun, on a roll like that. So people even put it on sandwich bread. So I've seen that happen too. So Ralph is saying, is there soy in the vegan mayo? Ralph, yes, the veganese that we use does have soy in it. It is a soy base. There are no eggs in it. There's no cheap oils. There's no hexane gas in it. It's a really clean product, but it does have soy. Esteban's saying, yeah, the bread can really make the difference. I agree with you. The bread can really make the difference. So I like to see it on a soft roll, something soft as opposed to a hard crunchy roll that you would get like a burger on, or something like a Kaiser roll. I don't think it would be that good on a Kaiser roll. I personally wouldn't want it. I would want it on something like a bun. So that's the situation with that. Good question though. Good point, Esteban. Very good point. Our pretzel rolls are really, really awesome that we switched our burgers to recently. They're really, really awesome. All right, folks, I'm going to get out of here, place a couple orders, and then you'll see Jamie on her live here pretty soon, and we'll talk to everybody later.